I'm going to talk about connections with other people and what we want those connections to look like. We're going to enjoy thinking about the people who are closest in our lives and thinking about connecting with other people who are maybe not currently known to us, but who are soon to be in our orbit. Because every day we encounter people who are strangers to us. For the last many years, I have had the attitude of I don't really have time to make new friends because of work, life, family, everything. That's a belief system that I have been trying to reverse because it's a very unnatural belief system to me. As a person, I am naturally loving and expansive and enthusiastic. And I think everybody by nature is loving. But things get in the way of us being loving. Our individuality, our experiences, our fears, our anxieties, our discomforts, our heartbreaks, our sadness, they all get in the way of us being loving. And so this morning's meditation is going to be about connecting with strangers and opening our hearts to them right away. Trusting first. My dad used to drive me crazy with how much lack of security he had. I don't know how else to say that. He wouldn't lock his door, and he lived in Chinatown in LA. And he just said, I want to live in the world that I want to live in. And it so rarely happens that anything else happens. And he did live like that. And there was times when my purse got stolen because he left it in a grocery cart and wandered away. There were times when it wasn't good. But for the most part, the thing that I learned in his worry-free experience of all this stuff is that for the most part, nothing terrible happened. Most people go through their worlds, go through their lives, guarding against bad things happening, not trusting that we can be resilient in the face of those bad things happening. And so we build these huge walls, huge amounts of scaffolding around our hearts so that they can never be hurt. And so that nobody ever looks at us weird or says a mean thing to us. And 99% of people meet you and think you're delightful and wonderful. And they meet me and they think I'm delightful and wonderful. And we feel a connection, and I am awkward and still myself. And yet we build these huge guards around ourselves, and we try to hide who we are so that we don't in any way make this horrible experience of one person not liking us. Hence the dress, because I just love this dress and it's so pretty and I was excited to wear it. So maybe it's not for everybody, but I'd rather be one person's shot of whiskey than everybody's cup of tea. We are focusing on meeting strangers with an open heart. Not literally an open heart, because that would be awkward and bloody and gross, but meeting strangers with a heart that sees the kindness, sees the person who is the best version of themselves, regardless of who they are being at that moment, which I love. The Buddha said every person has the Buddha in them. And that means every person that you meet, every person you encounter, no matter how they are acting, has the capacity to be the kindest, most loving, most gentle person ever. knowing that and going into a situation where you're meeting lots of people, each person being that most gentle, most kind, most person, and having that person in them is a wonderful way to meet people. We're all human. The Buddha said, nothing can harm you as much as your own unguarded thoughts. And that is something that we take with us when we walk into a room, is unguarded thoughts. And unmanaged thoughts, I guess, is what really it comes down to. Okay, let's get to it. All right, just stretch out your neck. Maybe make some faces. Be in your body. Get your body to a comfortable position. Fill your lungs with air. Feel the expansiveness of the cool air in your lungs. Relax your scalp. Relax your forehead. Relax your eyes. Relax your cheeks. Lift your head. Not with tension, just with elevation. Relax your neck. Relax your shoulders. Relax your upper back. Let your shoulders fall back. Let your chest naturally expand. Relax your arms. Let your fingers and hands just be relaxed, at ease. Relax your lower back. Relax your belly. Relax your pelvis. Relax your legs. Feel your feet, the toes being relaxed. If you have any pain or discomfort, breathe into it gently and give it a little appreciation. It's doing the best it can. And you are committed to supporting it. In healing and doing the best it can. And loving it through its pain or discomfort. In this body that we use as our vessel, our consciousness goes through the world. In this body, every other person out there in their own individual vessel, the neighbors getting up, dogs existing, barking, wild creatures, cats, people driving to work, each consciousness experiencing its own experience right now. Each of us experiencing the hope that we have for happiness, for safety, for abundance, for kindness from others. Each of us going through the world, encountering people with the consciousness that we have cultivated and that has been cultivated for us through our experiences and our life, encountering each of the things that we have encountered. Acceptance, rejection, love, excitement, heartbreak, disappointment. Each of us going through our life, holding those and looking through the windows of those experiences. Each person that we encounter looking through the window of their experiences, each person that we encounter seeing through the things that they have loved, the people that they have loved, their families, their friends, their worries, each person carrying with them a hope of connection and a fear of rejection. Every person who we encounter, wherever we are, whether it's a coffee shop, whether it's on public transportation, whether it's on the street or in the grocery store or at a conference, each person genuinely wanting to be loved and accepted, and each person carrying with them the weight of the sadness of the past. That is the thing that stops each of us, every person, from being open to connecting, is fear and sadness. And we, as people in this meditation, we have the opportunity to wipe that window. We cannot change how they see things. We cannot change the fears and worries that they come to us with and that we encounter when we meet them. But we can choose how much of our own fear and disappointment and sadness we let cloud our own windows. And we know the disappointment and the sadness and the fear and the discomfort that interferes with people, with other people, strangers, friends. We know that it exists, and we can be a place of loving acceptance for their experience. We can be present with it. We can be ourselves and be present in the loving, open and accepting reality that we are, as best we can, to walk through the world without judgment, with happiness for other people, the happiness that they could and do have. And I want you to think of all those individual people, the people that are near, the people that are far, each individual consciousness, thinking of other things, wondering if the dishwasher is clean or dirty, cleaning up dog throw up, whatever it is that they're going through this morning or today. We can feel connection with them. We can feel our part of their universe in our consciousness. Bless each of their days. Whether we encounter them or not, we can be with them. Whatever storm is in their mind does not have to be our storm. We can encounter them as the sky. Or we can be stormy. It's not possible, in my experience at least, to be perfect, to be perfectly magnanimous all the time. And that's why it's fun. Because sometimes the river is rushed. Sometimes the water is choppy and unsettled. And sometimes the river banks expand and the river slows to a peaceful drift. And now come back into your body. Feel your scalp, feel your eyeballs in their sockets. Hear the world around you. Hear sounds that are near, sounds that are far. Feel the ambient temperature of the room. Feel where you're sitting or laying. Smell this, whatever you smell. Taste whatever is in your mouth. For me, it's morning breath. I haven't brushed my teeth. Being back here in our body, relaxing our muscles, becoming present. I'm very, very grateful to be here with you this morning. Thank you so much for enjoying this meditation with me.